Fetterman?
That's going to be my slogan. A better man than Fetterman. I mean, I might forget my wife's name every once in a while, but this guy starts a speech with "Good night, everybody." I gotta be careful, though. I mean, he sets the bar so low, I might trip and fall.
Really hitting their stride with the Impala, which is why this 1967 Chevy Impala SS convertible, well, it is a rare and beautiful bird. The 1967 model year introduced a number of firsts. Four-way hazard warning flashes, GM's energy-absorbing steering column, and folding front lap seats on the two-door model. This Super Sport convertible features a recent paint job and this beautiful blue over a white interior. Front bench seat, well, this one is very rare and lots of fun. It features a 327 cubic inch V8 turbo-fire engine generating 275 horsepower. It's made into a 3-speed auto, power steering, power brakes, and a new ragtop, only 56,000 miles. This is the car you can buy today. Take out, drive
our national anthem until he slowly realized they weren't.
You dumbass. Does that sound like our anthem, you fool? Oops. I'm a dumbass. Oops.
The slow withdrawal. The slow. Nobody will see it if I move my hand slowly.
No, I think it was like, really?
What?
I thought something happened in the video there. It's like, why is everything? Then I saw the flag moving fast. That was very odd.
Yeah.
Let go. You didn't let me get my moment, so I want to say my name is Cuddy Diano, and I'm graduating today.
Renegade Negroes.
So today is going to be all about me. Oh, drops the mic.
It's all about me.
Okay, Laura.
What is that?
What's wrong?
You have a pocket pager. Are you a doctor?
What is it? I thought I told you never to call me.
Sorry, Admiral. We just thought you'd like to know. We're beaming them in now.
All right. Tell them phasers on stun. Good luck, Kirk out.
You want to try it from the top?
Why don't you tell me when those whales are leaving?
Who are you?
Who do you think I am?
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
Oh, well, I was close. I mean, I knew outer space was going to come into this sooner or later.
The truth?
Whoa, 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 pulling the brakes, pulling the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, hoofties, poofties, one-eyed heifers, running left-winged wackos, woodchucks, and chuckettes, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, which is what they call this part of Vermont, to another version of It's News to Us. And you are watching It's News to Us. Thanks, Philo. In the booth, we have Philo T. Farnsworth, the College of Musical Knowledge, inventor of American television. You can see his drum videos on YouTube at Terry DeFazio. Let's see, we're all inclusive here. We cater to men, women, bat wangers, paper hangers. Everybody, y'all welcome here. Even our
rug munchers.
Yeah, even our agitated senior dementia Joe, and he was out there today. And you can see if you go to Marco Polo USA and these other websites, they have the complete contents of that stupid laptop, and they even left the number of the burner phone that Hunter bought the old man. It's crazy, man. They're busted. They're busted, and they're going to try and let this kid walk? I don't think so. And just in case you can't find us on Bluetooth, we're on both now, thanks to Philo. And all hail the cadaver in chief. That's it.
They've been allowing you on lately, so they haven't caused you any trouble.
Yeah, well, that's because everything that they've censored beforehand is now fact, you know?
That whole COVID business, now they're not admitting it, but they're forced to believe that we were telling them the truth.
And do you see what they did with Fauci? They're giving Fauci a professorship at Georgetown University.
Oh, I'm not surprised. That bunch.
Scumbag.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, where do we begin? We got the news that didn't make the news. I've got some from last week I didn't get. The Georgia voting machine report. I'm going to get that, squeeze that in again too, because if I'd mentioned that article just 6 months ago, I would have been censored. And they kept talking about the global warming. It's causing these fires, the forest fires, like the one that they had in Yosemite. Well, you know what, Philo? They found the guy who started the fire, an arsonist who started the fire in Yosemite. Turns out he's a Democrat and a donor to the Democratic Party. And his name is Ed Wackerman. So he allegedly started Yosemite on fire. Nice guy, huh?
Did you know Frank Zappa had a drummer named Chad Wackerman?
Christ.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
He was an excellent drummer, too.
I'll be damned. Oh, and did you hear about the UPS guy who he delivered some kind of package, right? And so they had one of those chime or the Ring TV things, on the door,
Yeah.
the camera. Well, he claimed that it shouted racial slurs at him, which is ridiculous because not only did it not shout any racial slurs, and he got the place shut down. He got the guy censored or some damn thing, and it turns out that the guy who owns the house, who owns the camera, is a minority. He's black himself. So he got the black UPS guy charging the black homeowner with racial slurs that he misheard. God knows what the damn thing said. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Isn't it funny? All you have to do is make an accusation and the person you accuse gets investigated first.
Yeah, kind of backwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
I know, they did it to me.
And they're after anybody who's been working, any lawyers who've been working with conservatives. And right now they're trying to disbar this guy. God, what's his name? Oh, it'll come to me. They're John Eastman. He worked with Trump to try and get the electoral count changed. And that just went to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, thanks to John Roberts and thanks to these jokers and dirtbags like Merrick, Judy Garland, they let these demonstrators go after the Supreme Court justices, right, Philo?
Yeah.
Outside their houses and stuff like that. So they knuckled under, and they just ruled on this, Article 2. Now, it seems clear to me. Here it is right here. This is a copy of the Constitution, just in case.
Right there.
Yeah, it's just so you guys know, I'm not reading. I'm not reading off my back of my hand. Here's Article 2, right here. Now, the founding fathers wanted the voting rules and regulations to be closest to the people, not overseen by appointed judges or elected judges. No, they wanted it to. They wanted it ruled by the legislatures in all the states. Here it is, right here, Article 2, Section 1. Executive power vested in the president, blah, blah, blah. Each state shall appoint in such manner as the legislature thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress, but no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. They shall meet in their respective states, blah, blah, blah. Well, no. We saw what happened last time, where these guys got in and they just went from court to state, and just got whatever they wanted, Signature verifications, nope, screw it, voter ID, nope, don't need it. So what happens? We find out that, now that the guy who complained about the truckloads of ballots coming into Philadelphia was telling the truth, that they saw the ballots coming in the middle of the night, supposedly, allegedly. It's in the lawsuit that went through in Michigan. But anyways, so what are they doing? These Democrats, it's called the United Democracy Project and the 65 Project. They're after John Eastman and anybody, so that if you are a conservative lawyer and you've represented a Trump or conservative or any other person that they don't deem politically correct, that you'll never work again. And if they get away with disbarring Eastman, then all bets are off. He's already been canceled at 2 universities, I guess. It's just crazy. At the state of California, he's going through the trial now. Oh, and you know how they did Biden? Oh my God, Fox was running his speech right before I came in today, Philo, and he kept screwing up. He screwed up the difference between concentrated and consecrated. He got that wrong. He can't even read the teleprompter. His brain is fried. He screwed up the word shame and share. I don't know how you do that. He kept going on about breeding room again with his father. Oh, Joey, we just need a little breeding room at the end of the month. Yeah, right. And he kept saying, it's for real, man. This is no joke. And guess what? It was this banker. And we stopped the overdraft fees. And he had a yacht, and the name of the yacht was Overdraft. Oh,
What?
It's just going crazy down these rabbit holes.
You know what's so disturbing, though? Even somebody we liked for years, Bernie Sanders, he's even endorsing Biden.
He has to. He has to.
No, he doesn't. He's an independent. He could actually say, no, screw this.
Yeah.
Say, I'm not endorsing anybody.
He's this close to retirement, Philo. He doesn't want to rock the boat. I'm sorry. Bernie's gone Hollywood. He's not the 2016 Bernie, that's for sure.
Well, no, they screwed him out of his chances twice.
Twice, yeah.
And still he doesn't hold a grudge. I'd hold a very good grudge.
I think he does. He just doesn't let it show. And Biden kept screwing up. He couldn't say legislation. He kept calling it legiflation. Legislation.
I think that's against the law.
Yeah. And he said they were going after crypto and people are going to pay their fair share in taxes. And I'm just about throwing stuff at the TV. Pay their fair share in taxes. How about that crooked SOB son of yours and you too? I mean, they shook down China for $5 million. They shook down another country for $5 million. They didn't report a nickel of it in taxes. Joe and Jill have these B Corps and S Corps where they don't pay any friggin' Medicare or Medicaid or none of that stuff.
Well, as Trump said, that's because they're smart. They're taking full advantage of all the tax laws that don't apply to you and me.
Yeah, if they had a business, but they didn't have the business. The whole idea of running a business is that you make a profit and you try and keep as much of your profits. I mean, if the IRS went after old Joe and his stiff arm bagman crack addict kid of his, they'd see that they didn't have any products or services.
Doesn't seem to matter with those people.
Oh,
They
it's
could get away with
crazy.
everything.
It's crazy. I've never seen it. I never thought I'd see it like this. I mean, Nixon didn't do anything even close to being like this.
No, he didn't. He wasn't nearly that bad.
No.
He was just paranoid.
Yeah, basically. I mean, Nixon's big thing was the Bay of Pigs. He knew where all the bodies were buried. So anyways, Biden, with all this infrastructure money, whenever they say investment, we've had a lot of investments. We've invested in this, invested in that. Just think of giveaways, okay? Throw the word investment right out the window and use the word welfare, because that's what it is. They said they were going to invest in railroads, right, Philo?
Yeah.
Well, what happened last week? Right over a creek in Yellowstone, right at Yellowstone Park, a train carrying toxic chemicals and stuff went right off a bridge and into a creek there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because see, what they did was they said that they made stupid stuff infrastructure like daycare and child care. That suddenly became infrastructure. It's nuts, man. And right here too. You know, the Adirondack, remember they were touting that train? You're going to be able to take the train, you can hop on it in Union Station in New York City and drive that train all the way to Montreal, Philo. Yep, going to do it. Yep, we're going to do it. We've spent millions and millions. Well, and good paying jobs too. Well, what happened, Philo? They shut the track down north of Burlington. If it's over 82 degrees, they can't run the train into Canada. And they're blaming the Canadians, of course. Is this insane? So they printed and spent all this money causing all this inflation for nothing. For nothing.
I don't know why we couldn't have had a monorail system.
Yeah, it would be better. You wouldn't have to snowplow the tracks.
Well, the whole thing of it was, I think, back in the 50s, they asked Eisenhower and his buddies if they wanted an interstate system or a train system. And of course, everybody said interstate system because everybody's got to use oil and gas.
Yeah, well, plus is a freedom to being able to get in your car and go wherever you want, because people have been putting up with trains for years. Because say you want to take the train to see your Aunt Edna down in Worcester, right? Well, the train leaves Burlington or whatever at 5:30 a.m. So you're going to be at Burlington at 5:30 a.m. And then it gets into Aunt Edna's down in Worcester at 10:30 p.m. Right, Philo?
Well, you know, they could have done both. And then not only that, but they could have had a monorail system that just does like the big cities.
Yeah.
To get you across the country fast, you know? A bullet train.
Yeah, high-speed train, sure.
But they couldn't even do that. You could take Boston to New York, to Chicago, to Denver, to L.A. You know, people would do that.
But people have always liked cars because, you know, again, you're sitting on this train, you're next to somebody smoking a stinky ass cigar, or some bratty kids, you know, with crappy diapers. And then when you get into Worcester at 10:30 p.m., you got to hire somebody with a horse and a sulky to drive you out to Aunt Edna's place.
Yeah, that's what you got airplanes for now.
Yeah. So anyways, it looks like the Adirondacks shut down.
Yep.
Oh, did you see the black guy they busted in Harvard University, Philo?
You're kidding. Really?
Last week?
No.
Oh, yeah. He was selling body parts with his voodoo girlfriend. And the other accomplice, the other accomplice that they had working for him was he was either Hispanic or white, hard to tell. But he had like half of his face was tattooed. If you look it up on the internet, you'll see it's like, wow. All his neck is tattooed and his face is tattooed, and they were taking body parts and selling them from that were people had donated to the to medical research, And they made a lot of money, Philo. A lot of money.
Yeah, I always thought that the tattooed face looked really, really good.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It screams. It screams, employ me.
You got to see some of the ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
Some of these rappers like 6ixi9. You got to see this dude. I'm telling you.
And last week, Biden was going on about gun trucks. Yeah, they roll up. They're like ice cream trucks. They just roll up into a neighborhood and start selling AK-47s and stuff like that. And by golly, we put an end to that, mister. Yep, we put an end to the gun trucks. I'm going to start calling Biden Lord Ha Ha. I mean, he's just like Lord Ha Ha was in Berlin during World War II, man.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Biden paid 8% in taxes, I guess, at most. Oh, and there's a movie coming out about with that Jim Caviezel guy, the guy who played Christ, in that movie where they beat the hell out of Jesus for 2 hours on screen.
Oh, the Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, I couldn't take it.
The Mel Gibson.
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, the movies, yeah, but Jesus, it was like an S&M movie. It beat the hell out of them for 2 hours.
My wife wanted me to see that, and I refused to go.
Yeah.
Well, don't you want to see how Christ suffered? I said, I've been told this every year of my life.
Yeah.
I get told this.
No, I don't want to see the blood. I don't like horror movies of any stripe, you know?
Jeez.
But anyways.
It's a holy movie. And you know what? This was the beginning of the end for Mel Gibson's career. His career really tanked after that. Because that's all he did was make all these movies that were disgusting.
Well, they got a new one now about this guy. It's a true story about a guy who worked for HHS and went after missing kids who were being exploited and sold into sex slavery. Mm-hmm. And the movie's called The Sound of Freedom, and you can look it up at angel.com. And right now, as we speak, there's over 85,000 kids missing. 85,000 that they can't keep track of. The DHS or HHS had let them come over the border and go with anybody. No DNA tests, no nothing. Just off they go, man.
They could have stopped this human trafficking, but instead we were worried about COVID.
Oh, it's crazy, man. And now we got the Pentagon. The Pentagon had a frigging accounting error, so they say. They found inconsistencies on January, February, March 31st, and they just stumbled upon $6 billion. So they're going to give it back to Ukraine again. And they tried to audit them on the 6th, and guess what? The Pentagon audit failed again. 61% of assets are unaccounted for, but they found inconsistencies enough to give it to the Ukrainians again. And Dave Walsh was on the warroom.org, www.warroom.org. And Dave Walsh he's an energy guy. I told you about him before. And they had 18,000 people go without power in Texas because of the brownouts from the heat. Because they're reliant. They don't have enough of a base load, Philo. And even as bad as that is, in this time of year where it's super hot, the Texans were complaining that it's better to be a little too hot than it is to be freezing cold with your pipes popping in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. Oh, and the Ukrainians lost 16 Bradley fighting vehicles, got blown up. And Uncle Joe Geezer is going to give Iran $17 billion, Philo, to use on us and the Ukrainians. Because that's John Kerry's Iran deal. These people are crazy. They think if we can get the Iran to sign on to a climate deal, then, that'll be another country that'll shut down oil production and work with us like China is. It's not. Is not. Yeah, right. It's crazy,
Why are
man.
we
These
even
people are
talking to
just
them?
crazy. And,
So what did you think of the coup?
oh, man. Yeah, the
Conclusion.
nuclear weapons were already supposedly shipped to Belarus a month ago. And I don't believe anything, Philo. I swear to God. Every time they say something, I just believe the opposite. No matter what it is, I don't care. I just believe the opposite. If they tell me there's a coup against Putin, I swear it's just a nothing burger. That it's a Putin diversion. While we're settling, we're celebrating. Sound like Joe now. While we're celebrating Juneteenth. Yep, Juneteenth.
Yep.
And I noticed that Fox, it's so bad. Fox has lost so many viewers that they're running PSAs again with the Feed the Pig pseudo commercials. It's crazy, man.
They're running those again?
Yeah,
I haven't seen those in a long time.
yeah. It's because that and all those things with the Shriners for kids and stuff, they run those because they don't have any advertisers, except for that pillow guy. Unbelievable. Yeah, there are 17 Burisma recordings that the whistleblowers, the IRS whistleblowers, had kept against Hunter Biden for an insurance policy that they gave to Senator Chuck Grassley, and it's just nuts, man. And they've ignored the 2019 Office of Legal Counsel opinion with Obama's case was thrown out and Clinton's sock draw case. It's just nuts, man. And Janet Yellen, eat your soup, the old granny lady with the Shemp haircut, our Treasury Secretary, she's been downplaying the dollar being lost as a global reserve and no bond sales yet. It's just, these people are so far out of their league and they're going to ruin this country completely, man. But here we are here. I know I went over this either last week or the week before, but I have to do it. I have to do it. This is from Sunday, June 18th. Georgia's voting machine plan draws fire. Like I said, they're gonna just let it go, man. They're just gonna let it go till 2025 and not fix the damn machines. Thanks, Philo. 2 years, man. 2 years. And redacted is J. Alex Halderman spent 12 weeks examining the voting machines in some voters in a dozen other states. His report was filed with the court and kept sealed for nearly 2 years. A redacted version was just made public Wednesday. So I swear to God, I'm going to put this in my back pocket and I'm going to dig it out. I'm going to go on the internet and hopefully Philo will print up the report for me, redactions and all, and I'm gonna report on it. It's crazy. And here we are. Audio could weaken Trump's assertion. Well, the audio recording is Trump making fun of General Milley, the TV general, Philo. Is he's very proud of the fact that he didn't start any new wars and they actually ended a couple wars. Did you know how he took care of the Wagner people when they were back in ISIS, Philo, in Syria?
No.
Oh, of course not, because the press didn't report on it at the time, right? Have you ever seen a AC-130 gunship, a
Yep.
flying gunship?
Yep.
Those things are insane. They have cannons. They have Gatling guns. I mean, this thing is like, they call it some kind of dragon. It's insane. If you see one of those circling above you, you're dead, man. You're dead meat, you're hamburger, okay? Well, what happened was they picked up on satellite, they picked up a bunch of goons headed towards one of our forward operating bases in Syria, right, Philo?
Yep.
And so they suspected that it was the Wagner people, these same people that supposedly did the coup last week, right?
Yeah, the coup that never made it.
Yeah, the poop d'etat. So anyways, this is how cool Trump is, all right? You know, he calls up Pootie in the middle of the night, said, Vlad, is this you? Yep, it's me, Donald, right? He says, do you have a bunch of troops headed towards our base, you know? Like about 200, 250? And Vladimir Putin says, no, I don't. These are mercenaries. They are not Russian soldiers. They are not Russian military. So Trump says, okay, they're not your people. I'm just warning you because they're not going to be anybody's people in about 20 minutes from now, right? And he sent over either one or two of these AC-130s or whatever it is, the flying gunships. And they just mowed the Wagner people into friggin' vulture food. It was it, man. And did the press report on it? Oh, hell no. So anyways, he's making fun. Trump is on record. One of his aides is writing a book. And so they got him, they had the tape recorder going, and they got Trump going about the TV General Milley, and Trump's all like, yeah, he wanted to go to war with Iran. He said some of that stuff was secret. He said, but, you know, it's not secret now. And you can hear these papers rustling where it was like, you know, it could have been anything, right? They're not top secret reports or nothing. So he's telling this author that, you know, Mark Meadows' author is phantom writer, ghostwriter. And he says, you know, look, he says a guy wanted to invade Iran. He said, well, the guy's out of his friggin' mind, you know? General White Rage Milley, you know? So now it's all like, oh, we got him now, mister. We really got his tit in the ringer now.
So where was this, in the Sudan?
Let's see. No, Iran. He wanted to, he was talking about Milley. Milley wanted to invade Iran.
No, I meant where we sent those gunships in.
Oh, it was in Syria.
Oh, it was in Syria. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so...
Yes, and I remember good old insane McCain saying that Obama was feckless for not sending all of our troops in and wiping out the Russians and wiping out... What an insane idiot he was.
Oh, he's crazy. And Lindsey Graham's just as bad. And Trump sent in one or two of these gunships. That's the end of that.
Well, that's what happened with Gaddafi when Clinton was around. When he started making noise, Clinton did some surgical strikes, and that was it. No ground troops, no messing around. You can do it.
And that piped down Gaddafi for another 4 years, 8 years.
Oh, he abandoned everything.
Yeah, gave up his chemical weapons.
Yeah, he gave up everything.
Yeah, his biological weapons.
But he kept those Amazon women bodyguards, and Hillary wanted them.
The Ukrainians, and then the big vermin. And then Obama comes in and decides to talk about being feckless. Never mind who's going to take their damn place. Obama comes in, gets rid of Gaddafi, and now they've turned the place into a three semi-country warlord hellholes.
Yep.
Who've been sending boatloads of refugees into Europe, and Obama was on TV yesterday, day before. Well, how come nobody's talking about these refugees? They sank in the boats, you know. Well, they sank in the boats because you got rid of Gaddafi, you damn fool.
Gaddafi wasn't bothering anybody.
No, hell no.
Actually, he was. He was upsetting the World Bank.
Yeah, because he wanted to start a gold-based currency, which is what's going to happen in Durban, South Africa, in the next month or two. They're going to go for a global currency backed by gold, so they say. An audio recording from a meeting in which Trump discusses a highly confidential document with an interviewer appears to undermine his claim that he didn't have such documents, only magazine and newspaper clippings. Oh, man. We got him now, man. His tits in a ringer now.
Uh-oh, there's my buddy Klaus Schwab. I just missed it. Klaus Schwab. The future is ours.
The future is ours. We gotta run that thing with the Hitler Jugend, with the kids singing that song again. The future belongs to me. With the swastika armband. Here we are. U.S. cautious after Russian rebellion that we don't know anything about. And who was it who just said last year that the man has got to go? Who came out and said that, Philo? It would be Dementia Joe.
I don't trust anything he tells me.
Yeah, after when Pootie Poot invaded the Ukraine and puked all over the place, he came out and Joe said the man's got to go. And they said, well, what do you mean, Mr. President? And of course, Nancy Graham from South Carolina got a friggin' instant Woody over that one, right? He's got to do it. He's got to do it. And so they came back and they said, well, what did the president mean by he's got to go? The man has got to go. Was he talking about Putin? And he's all like, oh, well, the president was just cracking a joke or something. He wasn't really being serious, you know.
The president was on crack?
Yeah, exactly. His kid was. Oh, and here's you think the FBI has just been screwing up lately? Well, wrong. On this day in history, Philo, this is from Tuesday, June 27th. In 1942, the FBI, here it is, just for ships and grins. There it is. In 1942, the FBI announced the arrest of 8 Nazi saboteurs put ashore in Florida and Long Island. All were tried and sentenced to death. 6 were executed while 2 were spared for turning themselves in and cooperating with the U.S. authorities. How long had they been running around the country sabotaging people and warning the FBI, Philo?
Probably a few years.
2 years, yeah, 2 years. Did J. Edgar Hoover do anything? No, they thought it was a prank. And every time this guy would call in, the power plant would get blown up. And would the FBI put 2 and 2 together? No, we're the FBI. We're stupid. And we've always been stupid. Now we're stupid and corrupt. Oh, man, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. Okay, what do we got from the Epic Times? Here we are. Yeah, they're trying to change misdemeanors into felonies for Trump. In the meantime, they're changing felonies into misdemeanors for Biden and his crack addict son. The very definition of corruption and bribery. This is insane. It's insane. We're living in insane land. Oh, yeah. How drag shows can expose kids to sex offenders. Oh, you think?
What's that?
Oh, here's a good one, Philo.
What was that again?
How drag shows can expose kids to sex offenders. Here's a good one. Capitol Police riot helmets were confiscated the day before January 6th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why would they do that, I wonder, Philo?
You know, it is really funny how drag queens can get to go into kids' classrooms, right? But I can't go in and do a drum seminar. Because no one will hire me.
No.
Even though I'm going to do it for free.
No. We've got to convert these children, and we got to get them as young as we can. Days before violence broke out at the Capitol on January 6th, the Capitol Police captain ordered the confiscation of dozens of riot helmets without the knowledge of the Capitol Police chief. Former USCP lieutenant told the Epoch Times. Former Capitol Police Lieutenant Tariq Johnson said he was ordered to collect 20 to 30 helmets by his immediate supervisor, Captain Ben Smith. Johnson said there was no explanation, but he assumed the equipment was past its expiration date. The collection was done within the 2 weeks prior to January 6th, most likely the week of December 28th. Now, did they tell me that the helmets were expired? Nobody told me they were. But if they were perfectly good helmets, why would you take them? Why indeed, I wonder. It's almost as if they knew it was coming, Philo. The Fedsurrection. Here we are. This kills me too. This kills me. When are we going to start having states sue the booze companies, Philo, for health care costs and everything like they do with the opioids?
Yeah, well, why didn't they, the same as the cigarette companies?
Oh yeah, you're tobacco.
It's like, come on, guys.
$500 million settlement, with Walgreens, over the pharmacy's role in fueling opioid addiction with the state of New Mexico. Yet the booze companies run ragged. We got people drunk and stumbling and cirrhosis of the liver and what do you call them? Domestic abuse. You watch the Pigtails, those cop shows every Friday and Saturday night. Half of them are drugs, Philo, and the other half are booze.
Yeah, well, at one time when I worked at the prison, you know what the statistics were? 50% of the people there were there because of alcohol-related offenses, and 25% of what was left was drug induced. So
it's crazy.
What did that tell you?
Yeah.
At any rate, I'm still giggling over Bud Light.
Yeah, and Target too. Go ahead, man. Anger people. You want to get the country riled up? Just keep poking that hornet's nest, man. You want to poke a hornet's nest over, what was it, 0.6% of the population? 0.6% are trans people, Philo.
Well, here's the whole thing. What they're doing is they're trying to capitalize and make money on a trend.
Oh, in New Jersey, there were 16 students identified as trans in the 2019 to 2020 school year. The next year, from 2020 to 2021, it had gone up over 6,000%.
I know.
6,000%.
Yep.
It's not a fad, though. It's not like the Salem witch trials. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe those statistics.
Well, when it's pushed enough.
Yeah, I guess so. It's whenever, it's the only way you're going to get attention.
After the shows, I got two things to tell you about that, but I can't say them on the air.
Here we are. Remember how we always say that if you've got gray hair, man, they're not going to investigate the cause of death, Philo?
Absolutely.
7.4%. The autopsy rate in 2020 reached a record low. That was right during the height of the epidemic.
Exactly, yeah.
Reached the low of 7.4%, making the lowest rate between 1972 and 2020, according to the sub-agency under CDC.
There was a joke on Facebook. You know what it said? It said, "Be nice to your spouse. They could kill you and it'll all be blamed on COVID."
Exactly. Top Biden administration official admits to lying to Congress. I wonder who that would be, Philo.
No, they would never do that.
Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, a Biden appointee, admitted to lying to Congress when she claimed during an April 20 budget hearing that she invested only in mutual funds and didn't own any individual stocks. "I mistakenly told the committee that I didn't own any individual stocks, whereas I should have said that I didn't own any conflicting stocks," she wrote in a June 9th letter to Senator Joe Manchin, the chairman of the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee. She has since sold those stocks. I'll bet she did. It's crazy. Here we are, some of the nation's largest pediatric hospitals to stop offering gender modification on children.
Well, you know, it's the medical profession that makes a whole bunch of money on these things. So
Yeah.
naturally, they're all on board with it.
Again, with the Medicaid, that's why we got to stop this whole Medicaid thing. Medicare, sure, all right. You know, Medicaid for citizens, maybe, depending on the circumstances. But Medicaid for you know, sex change surgeries and illegal aliens.
Yeah, gender affirming care. Give me a break.
Yeah, I got your affirmation swinging. I've had it, man. I just had it. You know what? I've had it. Shareholder votes show dwindling support for ESG.
What's ESG?
Environmental, social, and governance. That's your Klaus Schwab, the ESG
that
ratings.
guy. Yeah, now I got you.
Yeah.
The future is ours.
Support from shareholders for proposals to compel corporations to act against climate change has been cut in half over the past 2 years, a report finds. Yeah, well, people are getting sick of paying high energy bills and being shoved into electric cars that suck, okay? That the future is going to belong to me, and nobody's going to care what little Greta thinks anymore. You can screw little Greta. Her days are numbered. Her days are numbered. She's over this. We are done with Greta. Oh, man.
Gosh, the kid's autistic. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
swear to God, she looks like a mongoloid.
I don't understand why she got so damn popular. I mean, really,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It was a fad again.
It's just like this Bud Light thing. It's a big fad.
Here we are. Vermont legislature overrides a number of Governor Scott's vetoes. Come to Vermont, man, the bum magnet. We're a one-party welfare state now, man. Come up here.
I got a good one to tell you. Go ahead.
We'll put you up in a hotel, motel, give you free methadone, room service. Yep, no problem, man.
Do you know that Governor Scott just put through a bill to put a moratorium on getting rid of the Eurasian milfoil in our lakes? So we got to wait another year while they have a committee that studies the environmental impact. Yet that fool said nothing when all the microbreweries were polluting Lake Champlain. He said nothing.
No, because it's good for business, Philo.
Because that's Burlington.
Yeah.
They are the center of the universe, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is the center of the Vermont universe. The most crooked SOB ever. Dems downplay Hunter Biden's deal. The global shakedown tour lasted for 8+ years. Here we are. Math scores plunge for 13-year-olds. And GOP mines a special counsel, Durham's report. Well, Durham's report was supposed to come out before the damn 2020 election when it would have done some good, man. There he is right there, 4 years later and $10 short. Yeah, Fauci did a great job. Him and the unions, writing letters to the White House, and then they have the White House make it like the letters were sent by them. It's crazy. Amid Trump's troubles, Durham's take was sought. Oh, yeah. Well, Durham produced just 3 prosecutions with 2 acquittals. Well, what did you expect? Washington, D.C. is a company town, man. And a town that votes, it's like going up against the Klan, remember, down south in the 60s?
Yep.
You go to a jury in Washington where 99% of the people vote Democrat. What do you think's going to happen?
It's just like what happened here in Vermont. You get one conservative judge and they want to crucify her. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's Fauci now.
Oh, Herr Fauci.
And Rachel Madcow.
Nothing have changed. They're never going to stop. 7 years of attacking Trump. Let's see. He concluded the FBI acted too hastily and without sufficient justification. They should have showed more caution on allegations that Hillary mishandled information on her private email server. Oh, you think? He said one guy is so clean they have to make up stuff to dirty him up, and the other guys are so dirty they have 3 different agencies, the FBI, IRS, and other ones. He's so dirty that they have to come up with stuff to make him look good. It's insane.
You can't make him look good because he can't speak.
Yeah. Well, his kid can speak, that's for damn sure. Noises detected in search for sub. Well, I'll tell you what, they knew that sub was gone right when it imploded. They have every section of the ocean mined, if you want to call it that. They have a mined with underwater microphones that some of them that have been there for 20 plus years, Philo.
Okay, last but not least.
Oh, I gotta go get Mac. Can you put that thing on pause?
Actually, no, I can't put it on pause. I'll have to pick another whole section. So
Okay.
I'll stop it and start it again. You're on.
Okay, for those of you who are longtime viewers of the show, poor old Mac has been with us a long time. He was born in, 2007, 2008, and he was a staple on the show. But he's on his last legs now, but he's still trying. So, Mackie, old buddy, when you get there, just stick with Chris until I get there, and I'll be along shortly. Okay? Now, once again, you wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid show. And hopefully we'll see you again next week, inshallah, good Lord willing, a quick don't rise. Until then, get down on your hands and knees in the men only moss. Sniff the bum of the guy in front of you and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Akbar. All right, let's get her out of here. Oops, and you too.
And a happy Deus Magnusus to you, Mac.
I might take him on the campaign trail with me.
Fetterman?
That's going to be my slogan. A better man than Fetterman. I might forget my wife's name every once in a while, but this guy, he starts a speech with "Good night, everybody." I gotta be careful though. He sets the bar so low, I might trip and fall.
Really hitting their stride with the Impala, which is why this 1967 Chevy Impala SS convertible, well, it is a rare and beautiful bird. The 1967 model year introduced a number of firsts. 4-way hazard warning flashes, GM's energy-absorbing steering column, and folding front lap seats on the 2-door model. This Super Sport convertible features a recent paint job of this beautiful blue over a white interior. Front bench seat. Well, this one is very rare and lots of fun. It features a 327 cubic inch V8 turbo fire engine generating 275 horsepower. It's made into a 3-speed auto, power steering, power brakes, and a new ragtop, only 56,000 miles. This is the car you can buy today. Take out, drive to
Our national anthem until he slowly realized they weren't.
You dumbass. Does that sound like our anthem, you fool? Oops. I'm a dumbass. Oops.
The slow withdrawal. The slow. Nobody will see it if I move my hand slowly.
The good news is like, really?
What?
I thought something happened in the video there. It's like, why is everything? Then I saw the flag moving fast. That was very odd.
Yeah.
Let's go. You didn't let me get my moment, so I want to say my name is Cunningham, and I'm graduating today.
Renegade Negroes.
So today is going to be all about me.
It's all about me.
Okay, Laura.
What is that?
What's wrong?
You have a pocket pager. Are you a doctor?
What is it? I thought I told you never to call me. Sorry, Admiral. We just thought you'd like to know. We're beaming them in now. All right. Tell them phaser's on stun. Good luck, Kirk out.
You want to try it from the top?
Why don't you tell me when those whales are leaving?
Who are you?
Who do you think I am?
Don't tell me. You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
Oh, well, I was close. I mean, I knew outer space was going to come into this sooner or later.
The truth?
Stop all your fooling around. Stop your running all over town. 'Cause you're pushing